If you're free to play in Zenless Zone Zero and want to maximize your gear farming in order to get big PP damage, then this is the video for you. Yes, that's right. You heard it here, folks. Big PP damage. Because in today's video, I'm going to show you the best W engines that make your account comfortably strong without having to spend a single polychrome. We'll be covering what these engines do, where you can get them for free, and of course, which characters can use them the best. Are you ready to start leveling up your damage output right now? Let's jump right into the news. Are you tired of losing? Are you tired of losing those 50-50s to bullshit? Well, don't worry, big dog, I got just the deal. Let me show you a popular website that helps gamers buy more for less. Not only can you score games for less, but they've also gotten a partnered top-up services, meaning you can buy your pulls cheaper too.
Oh, that's nice.
On top of that, Aniba offers something else I haven't seen any other site do: a 10% cash back with each purchase. Now I get cheaper pulls and my money back. But wait, there's more. Using my link in the description box will get you all set up to start saving more money today. Now get out there and go pull that new character. Go baby, what's good guys? Yoku here, and I want to start this video off with a brief mention of the B rank engines in the game. First and foremost, these engines should not be a stopping point for any player, but if you're progressing through the story and thinking to yourself, wow, these engines kinda suck, then you might need to think twice about your position. As a free-to-play player, your best options in the game are never what you don't have. It's all about maximizing what you do have. For example, there's an engine called Lunar Desecrescent. I'm pretty positive that's how you pronounce it, but this engine, it holds a 20% attack main stat and boosts the attack's chain attack or ultimate by 25% for 6 seconds once you max it out. That boost is unlimited, by the way, meaning there is no cooldown after the 6 seconds runs out. Now guess which attack agent's entire game plan revolves around using ultimates and chain attacks. B rank engines are extremely easy to get because the game just gives them to you everywhere you turn, and a lot of them are pretty dang strong within their given niche. Conditions aren't too hard to meet, which gives you, as the player, a lot more control over the stat boost you're looking for. A lot of them, however, have some ridiculous cooldowns that make them not worth it, which is why I'm not gonna mention them here. Up next, I want to talk about the A rank engines you can get from the banners or crafting, because the game gives you well over 300 standard pulls to use. At some point, you're bound to get multiple copies of any given engine on the list, including the possible S ranks. First and foremost, let's talk about Kaboom the Cannon. It's an A rank gacha engine that gives support agents a 50% energy regen main stat and a combat attack buff of 4% attack that stacks 4 times. For a basic understanding of how the engine works, you gain 1 stack per ally that hits an enemy. That means at base level, you'll have 12% combat attack buffs permanently available throughout the entire fight. But certain characters like Lucy will be able to activate that 4th stack thanks to her boars on the field. Kaboom is quite possibly the best generalist support engine in the game. The energy regen it provides is useful on every support. It provides universally strong team-wide attack buffs and has an incredibly easy uptime. It also works with every single attack agent in the game and even other niche use cases like Orphe. Kaboom is one of those weapons that seems to be everyone's go-to comparison when it comes to should I pull the support's W engine or not. Next up is everyone's favorite anomaly engine, and I mean everyone's favorite. I literally debated for an entire hour on including this engine and the S rank option, but every respectable player that I know told me that this engine was so strong, so universal, that there was no point in building another option unless it was a limited S rank or for a very specific build. That engine is none other than Weeping Gemini. I'm sure at least 4 of you figured that out by now. Gemini is fucking busted. I never had to use this on my main account, but on the free-to-play one, bro, this engine is nutty. 25% main stat attack, basically a plus 50 anomaly proficiency boost anytime an ally inflicts attribute anomaly. That AP boost stacks up to 4 times, which essentially turns into 200 combat AP that only resets after you kill the enemy or it recovers from stun. For any anomaly team, this type of bonus is huge. Not only does it give you access to build into other sets when available, but it also means your DPS has a permanent AP boost for the entire fight. Do you know how insane giving raw, easy conditional stats like that to a disorder team is? Oh, and the best part about this engine is that it's completely free to craft. And here I was about to add Fusion Compiler to the list just because I love the pen builds. Sheesh. Coming off the hype of Anomaly, it's unfortunate that Rupture agents only have Gorilla Wisp to really look at as a viable free option. The other options are just, well, they're odd to say the least. And even though Grill is designed specifically for Minato, it still functions fantastically for other Rupture agents like Yidhari, who trade her HP for damage and appreciate the crit rate. I low-key don't think any of the free Rupture engines in the game are OP enough to carry an account, but it's kinda all we have. Ishwin and the other agents have a different engine that's free, but not freely available. We'll talk about that later in the video. Starlight engine is next, coming in hot with a 25% attack main stat and a 19% combat attack buff every time you do a dodge counter or quick assist. Every single attack agent utilizes dodge counters or quick assist in their game plan. This engine is a great A rank placeholder until you can comfortably save up for whatever limited S rank engine you want to shoot for. It's got great stats, a simple activation set, and it's completely free to craft for anyone in the game, meaning that's an easy R5 on your account. It typically works best with agents that have a lot of quick assist on their team like Soldier 11, or characters that give themselves a strong amount of crit rate like Harumasa, Ju Yuan, Ye Shun Wang, and even Evelyn. That's due to the fact that if they give themselves crit rate, having an engine that gives you another important stat, like the attack, helps balance out your builds instead of oversaturating. Following Starlight is a stunner engine called Precious Fossilized Core. It holds a main stat of 15% impact while giving a conditional 16 to 32% daze boost depending on if the enemy is less than or above 50% HP. This is by far one of the best A rank engines that a stun agent can craft for free. It's incredibly strong for stunners who don't need energy as much as the others. An engine like this is great for agents like Lighter, Jafufu, Caesar, and anyone else who has these special types of ways to stun enemies besides mashing basic attack. Now, the best free-to-play stunner engine is one called Steam Oven. If you hang around the community enough, you'll hear this engine get talked about a lot. I mean, they literally glorify this weapon almost as much as a Favonius from Genshin Impact. This engine gives the user a 50% energy regen main stat, which falls in line perfectly with its secondary ability to provide the equipped agent with a stackable 3.2% impact buff, which stacks up to 8 times. That condition is fulfilled every time the stunner gains 10 energy. So now the list of stunners who use this engine the most are basically the opposite of the fossilized core. Agents that love spamming their EX skills like Dailin, Lycon, Qingyi, and even Pulchra, if they build energy frequently, they'll love this engine. It's even strong enough to be considered better than Lycan's own signature W engine. By building a single pair of Steam Oven and the Fossil Core, your account is already set up for Stun City. So those are the A-rank engines that any free-to-play player should seek out, but some of you might be getting ready to type in the comments, "But what about?" and chill. I didn't forget, I just separated the list. Earlier when I mentioned there were certain engines that were free but not freely available, I was referring to event engines. A lot of the time in these Hoyoverse games, event weapons are basically S rank or 5-star equivalents most of the time. I swear I was gonna say a lot of the time, but that's like twice. So you get what I'm saying. For example, I remember this one sword from Genshin Impact called Festering Desire. I don't think it's busted now, but it was constantly being brought up as if you have this limited event sword, use it here, 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 and there. Regarding Zenless though, our engine options to pay attention to are Marcado Desire and Cauldron of Clarity. Marcado Desire is from an event back when Harumasa first released, so it's designed mostly around his kit, but it functions extremely well for a lot of other attack agents. A 20% crit main stat is huge for any attack DPS and is only 4% away from an S rank engine. Then, by dishing out an EX skill or a chain attack, the agent gets another 10-ish% attack boost on top of that. That buff gets doubled if the target is suffering from an attribute anomaly. This is by far one of, if not the best attack A-rank engine in the game. It's providing an excellent main stat and a strong enough secondary effect that encourages more layered gameplay or the standard rotation types. Almost every single attack agent would love this engine on a free-to-play account, except maybe Ye Shun Guang and possibly Orphe. And honestly, I know it's because Ye Shun Guang can easily overcap on crit rate, but for Orphe, it's just a matter of her signature engine being so unique to her that it's hard to find an alternative. After Mercado, there's the other Rupture engine I was talking about earlier, Cauldron of Clarity. Anyone who started before the Angels of Delusion got here should have had access to grabbing this engine. It provides a clean 25% main stat HP. Using EX skills gives the agent a 4% damage boost that stacks 3 times, and at max stacks, they gain a 6.5% crit rate boost. That doesn't seem like a lot, but for characters like Ishwin or Banwei, that little 6% could make the difference between you hitting your stat line or not. At the current state of the game, Cauldron is the best universal case engine for any Rupture agent to use without needing a crazy condition. It gives strong stats and solid scalable damage. It's a great option until you find yourself grabbing a limited S rank for your favorite Rupture agent. Finally, we get into the nitty-gritty of our S rank engines. I won't be surprised if we get one of these for free this year, but at the moment, the game has made some solid changes that let any player get one of the standard S-Rank engines for free. Now, I do need to put up a small disclaimer here. This isn't free like the craftables. It's something to work towards. Maybe new players will get lucky like we did for last year's anniversary and they can receive a free selector too. But for now, you have 3 ways to obtain one of these S-Rank engines: the standard banner, the whale dust shop, and converting excess A-rank crafting materials into S-rank tokens so that you can exchange 4 of them for a new engine. Now, originally I had almost every standard engine on the list, but then I realized that this is basically me saying, yeah, just go get everything. I don't think that's a good idea. So instead, I knocked it down to 3. First up is Weeping Cradle. This one was iffy for me to put on the list, but after being convinced, I understood how most of the support agents in the game now have some type of off-field function, meaning that Cradle's uptime is practically permanent. Coming in with a 24% pin main stat, this S-Rank engine follows up with a bundle of effects: off-field energy regen and a damage increase by upwards of 20% whenever the agent attacks the enemy. Normally this would suck for anyone that's not Rina, but when you consider the fact that Yuzuha, Lucia, and even Suna all have off-field attacks that happen extremely frequently, that's on top of the pin ratio support makes Cradle a damn good option for players to use over other signature supports. Then if we look into the vertical investment, the pin main stat just continues to increase in value, a ridiculously high damage bonus that's good for every type of DPS in the game, while giving enough energy regen to essentially make up for the missing main stat. Somewhere around R3, Weeping Cradle becomes the best support engine in the game for everyone except Astra, I think. At least that's what the streets are telling me. After Cradle comes Steel Cushion, another great engine and the only one that carries a crit rate main stat. 24% to be exact, but that's just it. The secondary effect is one of the most extreme conditionals in the game, being to hit the enemy from behind. Now, just for a special history lesson, back in the good old days of Zenless 1.0, each of the standard agents had something unique about the way they wanted to be played. Most of you are aware of Soldier 11's rhythm-timed inputs, but there was always another attack agent who had a unique playstyle of hitting enemies from the back. That Chica is none other than Nekomata. Both in her kit and her signature engine, she improves her own damage by attacking agents from behind. Vertical investment removes that condition, but that doesn't exist for this engine. In order to get the generous 25% damage boost, your agent has to attack from the back. Now, some agents can do this naturally, like Hugo, Nekomata, or Ye Shunguang. Otherwise, you need to manually position them all the time. Thankfully, that's the only condition to fulfill. It's an amazing option for the few physical attack agents we do have, and an excellent stat stick for most DPS lacking natural crit rate. You just gotta learn how to hit bros from the back though, which, I mean, no biggie, right? And the final engine in our S rank category is one that you'll see in almost every DPS guide: the Brimstone. A flat 30% attack main stat with a huge combat attack boost that stacks up to 8 times just for hitting an enemy with basic attacks, dash attacks, or dodge counters. That's literally every agent in the game. In fact, Hugo might be the only one that doesn't use those to activate these buffs. This is by far the best generalist free-to-play attack engine in the game, with a ridiculously easy passive requirement, strong vertical investment value, and works with everyone except kinda Hugo. The only downside to this engine, and I say downside with air quotes, is that it forces players to worry more about crit rate than anything else, due to the simple fact that it mega buffs your attack, but that's honestly better than having to roll for everything all at once. The Brimstone has basically saved free-to-play players from pulling certain signature engines since the dawn of New Era do. But alas, we are done. Since this was primarily for free-to-play players, I pretty much left out any limited engines in the game, and yes, I know that there are some cracked S-rank engines that would make an account even more OP, but maybe I'll save that for another video. The focus here was to point out which engines would benefit free-to-plays the most, which engines would help them clear any form of content in the game, and what would be worth investing into throughout the life of their account without the worry of it falling off in a couple of months. With that, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching today's video, and I appreciate that so many new players are finding my channel and enjoying the little bit of help that I can offer. Next month, I'm planning a few more videos to continue helping you guys adapt to the game, but if there's any particular topics you want me to hone in on, feel free to leave it in the comments down below or make a post in my Hey EO section of the Discord. I can't say my usual outro because it's inappropriate for YouTube. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Smell you later.